Despite this evolution in how we think about call data, there are still critical blind spots that exist across all communication platforms, whether you're running Call Manager on-prem or any of the big cloud solutions.
So I would say the number one common blind spot we see across really all of the cloud vendors, as well as with the on-prem software systems as well, is role-based access. And that's the ability to limit what somebody's allowed to see. So all of the systems that are really out there, it's kind of, you get everything. If I'm giving, the general maintenance manager access to reports because he needs to run reports on his people or, his groups, I'm giving him access to everybody's data. And that's probably one of the biggest blind spots because, we work a lot with hospitality and hospitals, things like that, as well as government. And I can't give Victor access to software and allow him to run reports on potential patient calls or other doctors' calls or in government, different facets of the government calls. So one of the biggest blind spots is definitely a role-based access. You just can't do it. You have to, especially this day and age, you can't just give somebody access to the whole kitchen sink. You have to be able to limit what they're allowed to see.
This isn't just a theoretical security risk. For organizations in healthcare, financial services, or government sectors, it creates serious compliance vulnerabilities that could lead to regulatory penalties. And then there's the accuracy problem. Would you believe that every platform calculates even the most fundamental metrics differently?
I'll use one platform, and I won't name them by name. What they look at as an abandoned call is not necessarily what anybody would consider to be an abandoned call, and I'll give you an example. A call comes into, I'll say, a hunt group, and it rings out. Nobody answers it. In a lot of these situations, it'll roll to a secondary hunt group where it rings more people, and then maybe a third or fourth hunt group, and it rings more and more people. Let's say it never gets answered. This particular phone vendor, every time it rings to another hunt group, they look at the first leg of the call as being abandoned. In other words, it didn't get answered at the first hunt group, so it's an abandoned call. Well, then it rolled to the second one. They didn't answer it, so it's another abandoned call. Well, then it rolled to the third one. It didn't get answered, so it's another abandoned call. Well, now you've got one call with 3 abandoned calls, and that's not accurate.
That's not just a minor discrepancy. This is the kind of fundamental miscalculation that can lead to massive errors in staffing, resource allocation, and system design. And here's another complication. Most organizations today aren't running on a single platform. They've got a mix of solutions serving different needs, different departments, different functions. This multi-platform reality creates even more challenges for visibility.
We see environments constantly, daily, that have more than one platform. They may have Zoom and Teams. Literally just with a customer today that has 7,000 Teams users and 7,000 Zoom users. They are not switching platforms. They're not going from one or the other, but they need to be able to track both of them. They want them all in one place. Nobody wants to have to go to Microsoft to run reports or Zoom to run another report, or even a platform that's maybe another analytics to run a Microsoft report, but then still have to punt to a different solution for Zoom. So it's common that people are going to have multiple platforms.